第25章第1节。
Chapter 25, verse 1.
耶和华晓谕摩西说：“你告诉以色列人，当为我送礼物来，凡甘心乐意的，你们可以收下归我。”
Then the Lord spoke to Moses, saying, Tell the sons of Israel to raise a contribution for me. From every man whose heart moves him, you shall raise my contribution.
又当为我造圣所，使我可以住在他们中间，制造会幕、帐幕和其中的一切器具，都要照我所指示你的样式。
Verse 8. And let them construct a sanctuary for me, that I may dwell among them, according to all that I am going to show you, as the pattern of the tabernacle and the pattern of all its furniture, just so you shall construct it.
26章第30节。第30节。
Chapter 26, verse 30.
要照着山上所指示你的样式立起帐幕。
Then you shall erect the tabernacle according to its plan, which you have seen shown in the mountain.
我们圣经就暂时读这么多。
These are the verses for now.
今天早晨是只有半天。
This morning we only have half a day.
意思就是说我们信息到中午就为止了。
So our message will end by noon.
所以我们就来到这一次我们一同来查读出埃及记最后的一段时间。
So now we're arriving at the last part of our time together in the study of Exodus.
那我们特别注意到会幕。
We especially want to pay attention to the tabernacle.
我们知道说出埃及记分着前面20章，后面20章。
We know that Exodus is divided into the first 20 chapters and then the last 20 chapters.
前面20章特别告诉我们以色列人怎样在旷野第11站。
We know that the first 20 chapters show us how the people of Israel were at the 11th station.
他们在这里大概一共待了11个月。
And they were there for about 11 months.
所以我们知道这个段他们在西乃山的岁月是很宝贵很宝贵的。
So we know that these years at Mount Sinai were very precious for them.
简单来说2件事。
Simply speaking, two things.
第一就是降律法。
First, the descending of the law.
第二，神就把那个会幕山上的样式指示给摩西。
Second, God showed the pattern on the mountain for the building of the tabernacle.
最后帐幕就建立起来了。
And finally, the tabernacle was erect.
所以简单来说是降律法和建会幕。
So very simply, it's the descending of the law and the building of the tabernacle.
那基本上来说，在西乃山所学的功课就这2个。
And basically speaking, the lesson learned on Mount Sinai are those two things.
那最后我们要把它总结在一起。
So now we want to conclude and put it all
但
together.
是呢，我们到现在一定要把一些事实把它弄清楚。
But we have to actually make some facts clear.
那关于会幕，有很多人都明白了，
Many people understand the tabernacle.
应该对会幕有一些大概的印象。
You probably have an impression of what the tabernacle is.
可是呢，我们还是要把事实把它抓住。
But we want to make sure we grab a hold of the facts.
那但是要小心，
But we need to be careful.
我们不能够太细了。
We can't be too detailed.
因为关于预表，我们知道圣经里面是有在新约是有启示的。
So we know that as it relates to types, there is a revelation in the New Testament.
在新约里面是大略的启示一下，
In the New Testament, it's as if it's just pointed in a general way.
所以你一定要抓住这个旧约会幕是一个重点。
So you need to take the emphasis of the tabernacle in the Old Testament.
那很多人注意细节，就忘记了重点。
Many people pay attention to the detail and lose the picture
那
of the
讲到
importance.
预表的时候，
When we speak of types,
特别解释预表的时候，
when we explain types,
你只能够根据圣经的真理，
you can only go according to the truth in the Bible,
特别在新约所启示的，
especially what is revealed in the New Testament.
所以你大概可以看到它的图画。
So you can generally see the picture.
不过那个图画是素描，就大概轮廓你看得清楚。
But that picture is but a general picture.
因为在新约本来就是一个真理的大纲，
Because in the New Testament we see the truth,
the outline。
the outline of truth.
所以在旧约，当你画图画的时候，是大概给你那个印象就好。
So in the Old Testament, when you paint the picture, it's a general picture.
所以如果你读得太细的话，
So if you study it too detailed,
然后你要解释它，
you have to explain it.
为什么是5个，为什么又是5个？
Why do you have 5 and why do you have another
那
5?
钩子又是指的什么来
And
说？
how many loops you have?
当然你可以解释，
Yes, you can explain that.
那很可能就是神话语里面他所不注意到的，没有注意到的。
And there are things in his word that you might not pay attention to.
所以我们特别要记得，
So we need
你
especially
一定要把
remember,
几个重点把它抓住。
you need to grab some important points.
所以呢，今天早晨我们大概给弟兄姊妹看一下它的
So
重点，
this morning we'll point out some of the important points.
然后我们就给大家看一下 PowerPoint， 给大家看一些图片，
And then we'll show you a PowerPoint,
有印象就可以了。
just so you have an impression.
你如果读得太细，没有答案的，
If you study in too much detail, you lose the answer.
因为很多是你加上的解释。
Because many times you add your own interpretation.
所以我们为着要读主自己的话，
So for us to read his own word,
我们要很小心，
we need to be very
因为
careful.
旧约的图画是根据新约真理的启示。
Because the Old Testament pictures are according to the revelation of the New Testament.
那尤其在新约，它是大纲性的，
So in the New Testament, it's an outline.
所以那个图画一定是素描，一定是轮廓，如此
So
而已。
that outline, that picture is only general.
如果我们抓住这一点的话，
So if we capture that
我
point,
们就很容易进到神话语的精髓精华里面去。
so then we can enter into the essence of God's word.
好，所以现在呢，我们先大概的把这个会幕稍微的把它看一下。
So let us take a look at the tabernacle.
那么讲到会幕，神第一个注意到的是约柜。
So the first thing that God pays attention to in the tabernacle is the Ark of the Covenant.
那这里的重点就是它是用皂荚木做的，
See here it is made out of acacia wood.
然后外面是包着金子，
So outside it is overlaid with gold,
里面是摆着法板，
and inside is acacia wood.
然后就在约柜的上面刚好就有神的施恩座，
And then on top of it is the mercy seat.
施恩座全部是金子的，
The mercy seat is made out of gold.
这在至圣所里面。
That is in the Holy of Holies.
在圣所里面呢，
And then in the holy
你
place,
看见说陈设饼的桌子跟香坛
you have the table of showbread and the altar of incense.
也都是皂荚木做的，
They are also made out of acacia wood.
也都是包上金子，
And they are also overlaid with gold.
但是金灯台是全部是金的。
But the lampstand is all gold.
那我想这一点非常的重要，
This is quite important.
因为圣经里面讲的木头都是讲的人性，
So when it talks about in the Bible, when it says wood, it talks about the nature of
讲
man.
的金子是讲的神性。
And when you talk about gold, it talks about the nature of God.
我想这几个重点要抓住就可以。
So we need to grab these important points.
那么然后在施恩座那里一定有基路伯在那看守神的荣耀，
So on the mercy seat, you have the cherubim guarding God's glory.
因为神的荣耀就在至圣所里，
Because God's glory is in the Holy of
是人
Holies.
看不见的，
It's something invisible to
因为
man.
神就是光，
Because God is light.
是在人所靠不近的光中。
It is where man cannot draw nigh to that
但
light.
是罪人不能进到至圣所，
But sinners cannot go into the Holy
因
of
为那个
Holies.
光像伽马瑞一样，是高能量的光，
So a light is just like the rays of gamma rays.
所以人一定会灭亡的。
Because if you encounter it, you will perish.
所以每年一度大祭司一定要带着血才能够进去。
So every year, the high priest with blood can go in.
所以在外院是太阳的光，
So out in the outer court is the sunlight.
在圣所是灯台的光，
In the holy place is the light of the lampstand.
到里面反而没有光，
But in the Holy of Holies, there's no light.
不是没有光，
It's not that there's
是
no
那个
light.
光你看不见，
It's that you cannot see that light.
是在你所能看见范围之外的，
You can only see outside of it.
但是那个能力大到一个地步，
But the power is so powerful,
没有一个罪人能够站在那里。
not a single sinner can stand before it.
所以谁在那里看护着神的荣耀呢？
So who is there taking care, guarding the glory of God?
那就是基路伯。
It is the cherubim.
施恩座所代表就是神的宝座，
The mercy seat represent God's throne.
所以这个基路伯乃是代表靠近宝座的那个生命。
So the cherubim represents the life that is near the throne.
如果 神所创造的万物没有堕落的话，
if God's creation had not fallen,
那个样子就是像基路伯的样子，
they would have the form of a
因
cherubim.
为那个生命是靠近神宝座的生命。
Because that life is a life near the throne of God.
然后神就告诉摩西说
And then God told Moses,
我要在那里与你相会。
I will meet you there.
在哪里？
Where?
在施恩座前。
Before the mercy seat.
又要从法柜施恩座上2个基路伯中间和你说我所要吩咐你传给以色列人的一切的事。就是第22章22节。
And in verse 22,
同一章25章22节。
okay, sorry, chapter 25, verse 22, and there I will meet with you, and from above the mercy seat, from between the 2 cherubim which are upon the ark of the testimony, I will speak to you about all that I will give you in commandment for the sons of Israel.
所以明白吗？
Do you understand?
神和我们说话是在至圣所里，
When God speaks to us, it's in the Holy of Holies.
是在约柜的面前，
It's before the ark.
是在施恩座2个基路伯中间，神说话。
It is between the cherubim that he speaks to us.
神在这里把话告诉摩西，
Here he gives the word to Moses,
那摩西就传给以色列人。
and Moses tells the people of Israel.
所以记得，
Remember,
这是神说话的地方。
this is where God speaks.
所以在神心目中，约柜是最重要的，
So in God's heart, the ark is the most important.
因为里面有法版，
Because inside you have the tablets,
法版就代表神的律法。
and the tablets represent God's law.
那后来你知道又加了2样东西，
And then, if you remember, they added 2 things.
一个就是亚伦发芽的杖，
The staff of Aaron, the one that budded,
还有一个就是用金罐子把玛纳装在里面。
and the other one was the container of gold of the manna.
所以如果仔细读圣经的
So
话，
if you carefully read the
你
Bible,
就知道，当你读会幕的历史的时候，
when you study the history of the
所
tabernacle,
以讲的约柜是这样子的。
that is the ark.
所以这是第一点我们要记得的。
So this is the first point.
然后接着就讲到陈设饼的桌子。
And then it talks about the table of showbread.
那讲的陈设饼桌子，重点也是它是皂荚木造的。
Again, the table, the emphasis there, it's made out of acacia wood.
然后呢，我们知道说是包上金子，
It's overlaid with pure gold.
然后有4个角。
And then there are 4
不
horns.
是不是对不起。然后呢，这个4围就镶上金牙边。
And then around it, it has a rim around it.
那么当然呢，我们知道，因为这些东西都要搬动的，所以当然都有用皂荚木做的那个可以扛的那个竹竿，
And it also has it has poles to be able to carry it.
还有就是那个竿呢是需要是皂荚木做的，
And those poles are made out of acacia wood,
所以而且是包上金子的。
also overlaid with gold.
那么这些当然，因为在会幕里你要在旷野里行走，这都是要准备随时要抬的。
Because in the wilderness, you always have to carry them.
那么当然，陈设饼的桌子上面是摆陈设饼。
And of course, on the table of showbread, you have bread.
到了礼拜6的时候就要换一次。
And on the Sabbath, on the 6th day, they are changed.
然后这里讲到金灯台，
And then here you see the golden lampstand.
那金灯台主要的它是全金的，
It's made of pure gold.
然后总共有6支，
And it is a total of 6 branches.
然后中间呢是有一条干，
And in the middle, you have 1.
那么整个加起来给我们看见是好像一个金灯台有7支一样。
So it's like 7 branches out of the lampstand.
那么然后上面有7个金灯盏。
And then you have 7 light bulbs.
那么当然了，在这里面形容的比较细一点。
Then there's more details in it.
你看有杯、有球、有花。
You have cups, you have the bowls, you have the flowers.
那等一等，我们给大家看那个图片的时候，大概大家看就差不多了。
Later, we're going to show you the picture.
所以你把它记住就可以。
You just have to remember it for
最
now.
要紧的，它是用一片金子打出来的，
So
锤出来的。
it's actually one pure thing of gold that makes the
所
lampstand.
以意思就是说，整个金灯台是一片金子打出来。
So it is one piece of gold which the lampstand is made out of.
那么这个是金灯台。
That is the lampstand.
那么你会注意到，好像神刻意的没有提到香坛，
And it is as if the Lord specifically didn't mention the altar of incense.
因为讲到香坛，
When you speak of the
最
altar
后
of
是跟
incense,
洗濯盆一起说的，
it's mentioned together with the bronze laver.
而且是讲到大祭司以后才提到香坛。
And it is only when you mention the high priest that the altar of incense is mentioned.
所以不要忘记，
Don't forget,
在山上神所讲的是法则，是个 rule。
on the mountain, what God said was a rule.
山上所讲的是那个样式，
So it is just a pattern.
所以完全根据神的心意，
It's according to what is in his heart.
哪个最轻，哪个比较重。
What is light, what is heavy.
在神的感觉里面，这个是跟祭司连在一起的。
In God's heart, this has to do with the high priest.
所以先讲祭司，然后再讲香坛，
So first he mentions high priest, then he mentions the altar of
然后再
incense.
讲洗濯盆，
Then he mentions the laver.
然后才讲到怎么样高那个大祭司，也怎样高所有的器具。
And then he mentions the anointing of the high priest as well as the instruments.
所以当神把样式告诉他们的时候，
So when he gave him the pattern,
你每一样圣会幕里面的器具，
each instrument in the tabernacle,
神都给了法则，都给了一些样式。
God gave a rule to them.
所以你没有办法照着你自己意思来做。
So you can't build it according to your own way.
所以特别要记得，
So remember,
从25章
chapter from
一
25
直到31章，
all the way to 31,
这是那个样式。
this is the form.
然后呢
The pattern.，
从35章开始，
Then from chapter 35,
然后呢一直到39章，一直到39章，
all the way to chapter 39,
你看见说现在要开始制造这些东西，
now these things are to be built.
所以神就呼召一些巧匠来做这些工。
So God called some skilled workmen to do this.
当他们真的做这些工的时候，
And when they did this work,
他们不完全照着神所说的次序。
they did not do it according to the sequence that God said.
神坚持的原则，
God insists on a principle.
但是当你实行的时候，
But when you make it happen,
你可以把次序调一调，
you can change the sequence.
你不违反他的原则，
You are not breaking what he is going against
因
what
为
he
你在
wants.
实行的时候，
Because when you do it,
你第一件事你不可能先做约柜的，
the first thing, you cannot build the ark
因
first.
为你要把约柜放在帐篷里面。
Because you need to put the ark inside the tent.
所以真的实行的时候，
So when it's really being
你一
done,
定要把树板把它立起来，
you need to put the boards up first.
然后你要把帐幕盖在上面，
Then you have to cover the tent.
不是一层、
Not only one
两
layer,
层、
two layers,
三层、
three layers,
四层。
four layers.
所以这个时候你把约柜就抬进去。
Then you could put the ark in.
所以就的实行来说，
So as to it, actually making it happen,
并不是 practical in the practical aspect，
in a practical aspect,
并不告诉我们是你要一样有板有眼，一样都不能动。
so it's not that you have to be so rigid.
神的次序是根据他心中的次序，
God's sequence is according to what is in his heart.
他知道整个会幕的灵魂是约柜。
He knew that the soul of that, the center of that tabernacle was the ark.
什么时候约柜不在了，什么时候会幕就是空的。
Whenever the ark was not there, then the tabernacle would be empty.
你知道，在以利的时候，我们都知道会幕我们叫约柜被掳走了。
You remember in the time of Eli, the ark was gone.
现在你是跟随约柜，你还是跟随会幕？
So do you now follow the ark or do you follow the tabernacle?
会幕是外面的，
The tabernacle is outward.
约柜是里面的
The。ark is inside.
在神的心目中，永远站在灵魂的位置。
In God's heart is always in the spirit.
但是我们站在灵魂最重要的地位，
You stand in the most important place.
所以让我们记得，
Let us remember,
今天呢，我们是喜欢看外面，
we always like to see the outward picture.
所以我们常常注意教会的次序。
So many times we pay attention to the order of the church.
我们很容易注意教会的外面，
We always pay attention to the outside of
我
the
们很
church.
注意教会的人数，
We pay attention to how many people are in the
在神的
church.
心目中，
But in God's heart,
最重要的乃是约柜。
the most important is the ark.
如果教会失去基督的同在，有什么意义呢？
If the church does not have the presence of God, what purpose is it?
在这个时候，你是跟随基督呢，你还是跟随教会呢？
Now, do you follow Christ or do you follow the church?
不错，在正常的时候，
Yes, in the normal condition,
会幕跟约柜是连在一起的，
the tabernacle and the ark are connected.
这是没有疑问的。
No question.
所以你看见有一个次序，
Now there's a sequence.
是神心中的次序
The。sequence in God's heart.
感谢主，
Thank the Lord.
每一样你一定要照着山上的样式。
You have to do it all according to the pattern of the mountain.
但是当你实行的时候，
But when you actually make it happen,
明白吗？
Do you understand?
你当然有实行上的必要需要，
there's a practical need.
所以次序上很明显可以调一调，
So the sequence can be changed.
这个并不是难处。
That's not a difficulty.
所以你知道说，神知道，当你看见你注意到原则
So
principle，
when you pay attention to the principle
而且你注意到那些样式，
and you look at the pattern,
那是代表神心目中的旨意。
that is in God's will in his heart.
但是并不是说，当你遵守神旨意的时候，
It doesn't mean when you keep his will,
你完全刻板式的按照字句的来照神所说的来做，
that you do it very rigidly,
字句的 literally。
literally or rigidly too.
呀
Yes.
所以现在你是完全是那样来遵守神的旨意，
So you don't follow God's will as literally.
所以在这里很清楚，
So very clearly here.
神给我们看见从25章到31章，
So from chapters 25 to 31,
你看见神的样式。
we see the pattern.
那么现在呢，你要把那个样式把它施行出来，
But now if you're going to make it practical,
你发现那个原则没有改变，
the principle has not changed,
但次序改变。
but the sequence has changed.
所以我们就要当我们施行的时候，
So when we make it practical,
神是给我们一些的 flexibility， 就是神让我们在许多地方是有弹性的。
so God allows us to be flexible.
那这一点，我希望大家能够记得。
I hope you will remember this point.
好了，那么所以现在呢，我们大概就把那个样式，把几些重要的法则，我们把它交通一下。
So let us share a little bit about the pattern.
那刚才不是已经说过约柜吗？
We talked about the ark,
也说过陈设饼的桌子，
and we talked about the table of
也
showbread,
说过金灯台，
and we spoke of the golden
应
lampstand.
该有相谈的。
It should have the altar of incense,
神把它放在后面，
but God put it at the end.
但等到他们制造这些器具的时候，
But when they were building these instruments,
你看见所有在圣所里面，他们都一起做的。
all the instruments in the holy place were built at the same
所以
time.
等他们在做这些器具的时候，
As they were building these instruments,
巧匠来做这些器具的时候，
as the skilled workmen were building them,
他做约柜，
they did the ark,
然后金灯台，
the golden
同
lampstand,
时就做相谈了。
and the altar of incense.
但是现在神不是这样做，
But God did not do that.
神启示的时候是把香坛放在后面，
When God made the revelation, He mentioned the altar of incense at the end.
所以我们读圣经一定要很仔细才可以。
We need to be careful when we read the Bible.
然后现在就讲到布幔，
Now we talk about the curtains.
因为到底我们知道说神的会幕是个帐幕，
Because we know that the tabernacle is a tent.
所以帐幕很重要的一部分就是布幔。
And the important thing of a tent is its covering.
所以这里给我们看见布幔的原则。
So here we see the principle of the curtains.
所以他先告诉我们有这个什么，有每幅幔子是长28肘，宽4肘。
So it tells us that of the curtains, it's 28 cubits in width and 28 cubits length and 4 cubits width.
然后5个连在一起。
And 5 of them are connected.
5个连在一起，
5 join together.
然后变成整个的帐幕，
And it becomes the entire curtain.
然后它就盖在这个就盖在上面，就变成会幕了。
And it covers the top and it becomes a
那当
tent.
然盖的时候，它是盖在树板上面，
And of course, when it covers it the boards.
所以下面等一等我们讲的木板。
Then we'll talk about the boards.
但是现在他先讲到那个，就先讲到那个布幔，
So first it talks about the curtains.
所以那个就是后来给我们看给这就是第6节，你看嘛，
In verse 6,
这才成了一个帐幕。
that the tabernacle may be a unit.
所以很清楚的，
So very clear.
既然讲的帐幕，
If it speaks of the
我们
tabernacle,
知道这个布幔是最重要的。
so the most important thing are the curtains.
它15个跟5个幔子跟5幅幔子连在一起，
5 curtains joined together.
那加在一起，这是一个帐幕，
And then when you connect it all, it's a tabernacle.
这是一个 unit， 是一个 unit，
So it is a unit.
明白吗？所以你就把这个帐幕盖在上面，能够盖在上面这就是帐幕了。
So when you are able to cover the tabernacle becomes a unit.
但是我们知道这个帐幕一共有4层，
But we know that this tabernacle has 4 layers.
最里面这一层是用细麻布来做的。
The first layer is the layer made of fine twisted linen.
它有蓝色、紫色、朱红色的线，
There's blue, purple, and scarlet.
而且上面一定要绣上基路伯的，
And it shall be made with a cherubim.
所以那是很细致的工作。
It is a very detailed work.
所以这是最里层的，
This is the first inner layer.
然后再上面一层，
And then above it,
那山羊毛的一个帐幕，
it is a curtain made out of goat's hair.
然后再上面一点的，
And on top of that,
那个就是给我们看见是染红的公羊皮。
it is the ram skin which is dyed red.
那最顶层的
And the top one,
那一层顶盖，那就是海狗皮的，
it is made out of badger skin.
明白吗？它一共有4个 unit，
So 4 units total.
每一个 unit 都是个帐幕。
So each layer is a tent.
你
Each unit
你
is a
看见说
tent.
都是10个幔子连在一起。
So we see 10 curtains joined together.
那么最里面这一层
So the most inner one,
是4轴，
it's 4 cubits by 4 cubits by 4 cubits.
所以现在所以你对不起不是我刚才说等一等啊对，第一个单位是5幅加上5幅。
Sorry, so let me correct that. So the first unit is 5 curtains plus 5
那
curtains.
到了山羊毛的时候，
When it comes to the goat's hair,
是11幅幔子，
it is 11 curtains.
那每幅幔子是长30轴，宽4轴。
And each curtain is 30 cubits by 4 cubits.
好了，等一等，我们大家如果仔细去读，当然里面还有很多讲究的。
Of course, it's very detailed when you study this.
所以等到我们把图给大家看的时候，
So when we show you the picture later,
那应该就是这个样子。
that you'll see the example.
比方说28，
For example, 28.
28如果真的把它整个翻下来的话，
If you are to turn it around,
假定说那个圣所，假定说那个圣所是10轴10轴10轴，
so assuming the holy place is 10 cubits by 10 by 10.
所以你把28这个翻过来的话，
So
整个盖上来的话，
if you were to turn the 28 cubits around and cover it,
按道理来应该30轴，对不对？
if you really think about it, if it's 10 by 10 by 10, it
它
should
是
be a total
它是28，
it should be a total of 30
还有一
cubits.
部分还没有连在地上，
But here it's 28. That means you still have some space.
但是那个就不一样了。
But here it's different.
等到山羊毛，因为它的那个幔子高，这个幔子长呢是30轴，
Because if you look at the curtains of the goat's hair, then you see that its length is 30
所以如果
cubits.
你盖在上面的话，
So then when you cover it,
刚好10肘、10肘、10肘，
10 cubits, 10 cubits, 10 cubits.
所以那个会幕刚好是垂在地上。
So then it is directly covering all the way to the ground.
然后你就看见10幅这样排过去的，
And then you see the 10 curtains going forward.
你看见11幅这样排过去，
And then you see the 11 curtains forward.
所以这样我想大概就会明白了。
So you'll be a little clear that way.
所以大家要记得，
Remember,
这个整个的圣所是10个 cubit、10个 cubit、10个 cubit，
the holy place is 10 cubits, 10 cubits, 10
而
cubits.
至圣所呢
The Holy of
是
Holies
个方块，
is square.
它宽10肘，
Its width is 10,
长10肘，
length is 10,
高10肘。
height is 10.
所以如果这样的话，大家应该有概念。
So that way, hopefully, you have an impression.
我再说弟兄姊妹，我这样提就是让大家有的时候你读半天搞不清楚怎么回事，
And sometimes we get confused when we read this.
所以如果大家注意这个就很清楚了。
If you pay attention to this, this will be
我
clear.
本来昨天晚上做PowerPoint 的时候，
Last night when I was doing my
我
PowerPoint,
是想把这个图放进，后来就忘记了，
I was going to put that picture in there, but I forgot.
所以那个图是没有的。
So we don't have that
不过
picture.
大家可以想象哈，
But you can think about it.
如果你想等一等，你看到那个圣所的时候，
When you see the holy place,
那么你进去刚好是个正方形，
when you go in, you'll see a square.
10肘。
10
10
cubits,
肘
10
10
cubits, 10
所以
cubits.
最里面的幔子如果只有一幅盖上去的话，
So if you only had one curtain covering it,
28肘，
which is 28
明
cubits,
白吗？这一边少一肘，这边又少一肘。
you will miss 1 cubit on this side and 1 cubit on this side.
但是第2层、第3层、第4层
But the second, third, fourth
就
layers
不一样了，
are different
因为它是30肘，
because they are 30 cubits.
它长是3肘，所以刚好是10肘、10肘，
So the length is 30 cubits, so it's 10, 10,
刚
10.
好垂在地上。
And it meets the ground.
所以这个就是当我们读圣经的时候要记得，大概是这个样子。
So when we read the Bible, this is what we need to pay attention to.
好了，那么然后你一定要搭在这个帐幕啊，一定要搭在一个架子上才对。
So the tabernacle has to be erect on something, correct?
所以那个架子就是木板，
And that structure are the boards
要用皂荚板来做的。
made out of acacia wood.
那么如果我给大家看那个图啊，
If I show you the picture,
那就是一块板下来了。
it is one piece of board.
那这是不同的画，不同的画家有不同的领会。
So different artists have different interpretations.
严格说来，
Strictly speaking,
每一块都是2个，
each board is actually 2.
而且像 A 字形一样。
And it's in the form of an A.
然后刚刚好下面有那个座，刚好把它扣住的。
And under it are pegs that actually put them together.
那有的人没有看见这个，
Some people don't see that.
我不是曾经跟大家说过吗？
Didn't I tell you
你如
before?
果在沙漠要盖一个东西的话，你的板一定要像 A 字形。
If you are to build something on the sand in the desert, it has to be in the shape of an A.
所以有人曾经在美国申请专利啊，
So when somebody in the United States wanted to get a patent,
法官说老早以前摩西已经这样做
the。patent officer said you can't get a patent because
所以
Moses has already
严
done
格说
that.
来，每一块板应该都是2片，
So strictly speaking, each board is actually made out of 2
因为你
pieces
看见底座就是很明显是相对的。
because it is symmetrical to the pegs.
所以如果这样的话，那你就看见说不大容易摇动。
So then they will not move.
所以不要忘记，
Don't forget,
这个会幕啊，它的门口是向东的，
the tabernacle's door faces east.
永远是如此。
Forever it will be.
圣殿的门也是向东，向太阳升起来的。
The temple gate always faces east where the sun rises.
所以你要看见，当你从东慢慢往西走的时候，
So when you go from east to west,
你先经过外院，
you go through the outer court,
然后到圣所，
then to the holy place,
最后呢，你到至圣所。
then to the holy of holies.
所以现在你知道，如果这边是东边的话，
So if it is the east,
那么好了，一定有南边，
then you have the south,
一定要北边。
you have the north.
那么南边跟北边呢，
What happens on the south and the north?
是有竖板的，
There are boards.
南边20个，北边20个。
20 boards on the north, 20 boards on the south.
那西边呢，
How about the west?
是6块。
6 boards.
那么正门呢？往东的正门呢？
How about the entrance on the east?
就没有了。
None.
你看见就没有用树板了。
No boards.
所以这个大概是讲到照木板的法则。
So these are the rules for the building of the boards.
但是呢，圣所跟至圣所中间有一个道幔子，
But there is a veil between the holy place and the Holy of Holies.
那上面有用那个皂荚木可以做4根的柱子。
And there we see 4 pillars of acacia wood
那么这是指的圣所跟至圣所中间。
between the holy place and the Holy of Holies.
那么当你要进圣所以前，
Before you go into the holy place,
向东的那个门
facing the eastern
是有
entrance,
5根柱子。
you see 5 pillars.
那圣经没有告诉我们5根柱怎么排法的。
The Bible didn't tell us how these 5 pillars were put.
所以有的人是一种想法，
Some people think of 5 pillars
有的
were
人
put that
是
way.
另外一种想法。
Some people think it was put the other way.
所以等一等，你看到这些图片的时候，
So when you see these pictures,
你不要太认真，
don't be so
因为
serious.
圣经没有告诉我们，
The Bible didn't tell
圣经
us.
只告诉我们5根柱
The
子，
Bible only said 5 pillars.
怎么排没有说。
How it's placed, it's not mentioned.
所以大家的都是根据他们以为的在那里排。
So people place it in pictures according to what they think.
那我们抓住重点就可以。
But we need to just get the important point.
然后到祭坛，
Then when it comes to the altar,
祭坛也是皂荚木做的，
the altar also made out of acacia
不过
wood.
这一下子不是包金子，是包铜，
But it's not covered with gold, it's covered with bronze.
因为铜在圣经里面指的是铜审判来说的。
Because bronze means judgment in the Bible.
还有不是要扛这个整个的这个祭坛吗？
Don't we have to lift the altar?
那个整个的那个杆呢，也是用皂荚木做的，包上铜，不是包上金。
But also, the poles that are carrying it are made out of acacia wood, covered with bronze.
然后最要紧的有4个角，
And then, most importantly, 4 horns.
所以不光祭坛是4个角，
Not only does the altar have 4 horns,
金香坛也是4个角。
the altar of incense also have 4 horns.
当然，铜祭坛是为着献祭的。
But of course, for the altar, it's for offerings,
那每
sacrifice.
年大祭司要进到至圣所去，
Every year, the high priest needs to go into the Holy of
他
Holies.
要为百姓赎罪。
He is to make atonement for the people.
他在哪里赎罪？在哪里赎罪呢？
Where does he make atonement?
在金香坛。
He is at the altar of incense.
所以金香坛也是有4个角，
And therefore, the altar of incense also has 4 horns.
明白吗
Do you remember?？
那么这个就是神所给的样式。
This is the pattern that God gives.
那接下去就是院子，
And then we have the outer court.
然后呢有一些布围，有一些围子，就是布了。
And then you have some
围子
cloths.
第十节，第27章第10节，围子的柱子。
Then you have some
那第9节说，你要做帐幕的院子，院子的南面要有捻的细麻做围子，长100周。
there are hangings. So on the south side there shall be hangings for the court of fine twisted linen,
长100周。
100 cubits length.
好，等一等，我们就给大家看那个图。
Then we will see a picture.
你看了那个图，然后你再来算，就比较容易了。
So when you see the picture and you start counting, it's easier.
所以你就要整个大小，整个的尺寸。
So then you will know all the measurements.
好了，那么这个就是讲到院子。
This speaks of the court, outer court.
那讲完了以后呢，
After you finish
现在
that,
就讲到大祭司的衣服。
then you talk about the clothing of the high priest.
那祭司的衣服比较简单一点，
So the garments, the high priest is easier.
但这里重点是亚伦的圣衣。
But here the most important thing is Aaron.
那亚伦的圣衣很重要的，
Saying?
亚伦圣衣，圣衣
Oh,
就是他
saying.
的圣衣。
So we are talking about the garments of Aaron. That's the most important.
那这个在这里面就大概形容给我们看。
And here we see how the description of his garments.
那么这里讲到这个什么圣衣啊，讲的胸牌啊、外袍啊等等等等。
Here we see the breastpiece, the ephod, the robe, etc.
那最里面的是内袍。
So the most inner part is his robe.
那然后呢，他再穿上的是外袍。
And then he has his ephod.
外袍。
Oh, he has his robe.
那这个外袍呢是蓝颜色的，
And this robe is blue.
那么在蓝颜色的外袍上面呢，就加上一个背心，
And so on top of the robe is the ephod.
那个背心呢就叫做以弗得。
The ephod is called the ephod.
所有今天的背心呢，都是根据以弗得的样子做的。
It's really like a vest. A vest is called the ephod.
所以你知道说，现在是内袍、外袍，再加上以弗得。
So you have the inner robe, the outer robe, you have the vest known as the ephod.
那么在以弗得上面有胸牌，
And on the ephod, you have the breastplate.
然后有肩带一直连到肩上。
And then it's connected all the way here to the shoulders.
那在胸牌上面有12块宝石，
On the breastplate, you have 12 precious stones.
那肩膀上也是2块宝石。
And on your shoulder, you have 2 precious
但
stones.
这个宝石有6个名字，这个宝石有6个名字。
This precious stone has 6 names. This one has 6 names.
所以你看大祭司是这样子的。
That's how the high priest
然
is.
后呢，你看连肩带跟胸牌是连在一起，
And then you see that the ephod is connected to the shoulders.
在胸牌的里面
And inside the breastplate,
就放了伊乌林和土明，
you have Urim and Thummim.
然后他戴上冠冕。
And then you have a tunic.
那么这个就是整个大概亚伦穿的衣服。
That is what are the garments of Aaron.
所以等一等，我们看那个图片的时候，我们应该就有印象。
And when we see the picture, we will be clear.
那么当然了，在那个蓝袍的下面，
So beneath the robe,
那么就有一个石榴，然后一个金铃铛，
and then there are the different,
一个 pomegranate，
the pomegranates.
一个金铃铛。
They are the,
Check,
they have bells and pomegranates at the bottom.
34节
Yeah, bells and pomegranates.
啊，一个金铃铛，一
You have
个
a
石榴，
golden bell and a pomegranate.
一个金铃铛，一个石榴。
A golden bell and a
所
pomegranate.
以在袍子周围的底边上面，
And it is at the bottom, at the hem of the robe.
那这个就是神的旨意。神，如果你要替亚伦做 garment 做圣衣的话，
If you are to make a garment for Aaron,
那么这个就是神所给的样式。
this is the pattern that God gave.
然后呢，我们就读到30章，
So now if we go to chapter 30,
神告诉我们要怎么做香坛。
God will show us how to make the
altar of incense。
altar of incense.
那么这个香坛呢，也是造荚木做的，
The altar of incense is also made out of acacia
包
wood,
上金子，
covered with pure gold.
不过有4个角，
But it has 4 horns,
就很像铜祭坛一样。
just like the altar.
这是第一点。
That's the first point.
那第二点呢，用铜来做洗濯盆。
So we also see the bronze laver.
那么祭司们因为常常经过旷野啊，所以手跟脚都是脏的，在那里要进到会幕以前，他们要立在那里洗才可以。
So priests always, their hands and their feet are dirty, so they have to wash it before the laver.
好，那么这是原则上是要有洗濯盆。
So you have to, on the principle, you have to have a laver.
那么在实行的时候呢，
But when it was done in practicality,
他们就用那些在会幕面前服侍的那些妇女们，他们照着镜子，把那个镜子拿来做洗濯盆的。
so what they did was they took the mirrors that the women had and made the laver.
因为那个时候没有镜子嘛，
Before, at that time, you didn't have mirrors.
所以他们拿着铜做镜子，
So they always would use bronze as mirrors.
所以他们把这些通通收集起来。
So they took these all together.
所以洗濯盆就是等于一面镜子。
So that bronze laver is like a big mirror.
所以你每次洗，每次祭司在那里洗他自己手、洗他的脚的时候，
So every time the priests are washing their hands, washing their feet,
他都看见他自己，
they see themselves.
都认识他自己，
They know themselves.
然后才进到会幕里面去侍奉。
And then they enter into the tabernacle to serve.
然后最后讲到圣膏做圣膏的法则。
And then we see the rules of being the anointed.
那给我们看见做香啊，你在这个什么，在香坛上不是要烧香啊？
Right? On the altar of incense, you have to burn incense.
还有你不是要膏那个亚伦吗？
And don't you have to anoint Aaron?
还有不是要用油要膏所有的器具吗？
And don't you have to anoint all the instruments?
所以当整个的会幕要被建立起来以前，
So before the whole tabernacle was erect,
每一样的器具都要用膏油膏过的。
all the instruments had to be anointed with
那
oil.
这膏油不是随便做的，
This oil was not just any type of
而且
oil.
要上品的香料。
It has to have the finest of spices.
那个香啊，到一个地步，做到一个地步。
The spices are done to such
你
a
知道
point.
他们有一些 recipe， 有一些的这个过程，
They have recipes
这是现在已经失传了。
that they've lost already today.
因为如果普通今天大家做香的话，
Today, if you were to burn incense,
那个香啊还没有到会幕的顶就已经散掉了。
before it reaches the ceiling of the tabernacle, it already disperses.
所以摩西那个时候，
At that time,
他
Moses,
们做香烧香的时候，
as they were burning the incense,
那个香啊是一直的垂笔直的，透过天花板达到神的宝座。
it would actually, the incense would go straight up past the curtains to the throne of God.
所以如果将来要重建圣殿，
So if the temple is to be rebuilt,
你一定要恢复那些膏油，对不对？
you have to return back to
那
that
这
holy
些东西
anointing
都已经
oil.
失传了。
But these are all lost.
现在有没有可能你在做香，当它烧的时候可以一直到天花板呢？
Can you make an incense today that can go all the way up to the ceiling?
所以这里面有一些的法则，
So here we have some rules.
然后大概就是这样子。
That's about it.
所以讲到会幕，
When we speak of the
神
tabernacle,
把这个山上的样式告诉摩西，
God tells Moses the pattern on the mount.
后来他们就真的在那儿做，根据神的旨意在那儿做这些东西。
And then they did it according to the pattern.
所以每一样器具要根据山上的样式。
So each instrument has to follow the pattern on the mountain.
但等到帐幕建立起来的时候，
But when the tabernacle was built,
连建立也要根据山上的样式。
even the erection of the tabernacle has to be according to the pattern on the mount.
所以你不要说我造好了就对了，
Don't say that I've built it, it's correct.
每一样都是对的，
Everything is correct.
但你怎么建立起来？
But how do you erect it?
神有一个定规，要照着山上的样式。
God has a pattern on the mount.
然后最后摩西果然照着山上的样式，
And then Moses followed the pattern on the mount.
他就把会幕建立起来。
The tabernacle was erect.
所以不要忘记，
Do not forget.
有2道的手续，
There are two sequences.
每一个器具都有个样式。
Each instrument has a pattern,
后来巧匠就根据这个样式来制造，
and the skilled workmen followed the pattern to build them.
然后你把它放在一起，
So when you put them together,
把会幕建立起来，
when you erect the
你也
tabernacle,
不可以自己随便建立的。
you cannot erect it any way.
神就给了个山上的样式，
God gave the pattern on the mountain,
然后摩西就根据这个样式就把会幕建立起来。
and Moses followed this pattern and erected.
所以无论造每一样的器具，
No matter when each one instrument was created,
越贵越好，
whether it be the ark,
布幔也好，
whether it be the curtains,
木板也好，
whether it be the boards,
不管你做什么，
no matter what you do,
摩西不能用自己的意见。
Moses could not have his own opinion.
那么每一样都照着神的旨意，
Everything is according to
最
God's
后你把它
will.
兜在一起，
And then when you piece them
把它
together,
建造在一起。
when you erect it together,
现在摩西应该有自由了吧？
now Moses should be free.
摩西还是没有自由，
Moses still had no freedom.
所以从头到尾，
From the beginning to the end,
会幕完全根据山上的样式。
the tabernacle was built according to the pattern on the mount.
摩西学尽了埃及一切的学问，
Moses learned all the wisdom of Egypt,
他一点的用处也没有，
but it was useless.
他一点的贡献也没有。
He had no contribution.
感谢主，
Thank the Lord.
神用他，
God used him.
只要他照着山上的样式，
As long as he followed the pattern on the
最
mount,
后等到建幕建立起来的时候，会
and
幕建
then
立
when
起来，
the tabernacle was built,
就充满了神的荣耀。
it was full of his glory,
结果叫摩西都不能在里站，在里面
so
站
that
住。
Moses could not even stand.
好，现在我想我们很快的看一下这个投影。
Let's look at the slides.
第一个就是约柜，
The first is the ark.
那我想大家都很清楚了，底下的就是约柜，
This bottom part is the ark.
那上面的就是施恩座。
And here on this top part is the mercy seat.
然后你看见基路伯就看守着神的荣耀，
And you see here the cherubim guarding God's glory.
你看见无论是整个的皂荚木，这个谁约柜是皂荚木做的，
So we know the ark is made out of acacia wood.
里面是皂荚木，
Inside it's acacia
外
wood.
面包着金子。
It's overlaid with pure gold.
但是呢，施恩座全部是金的。
So we know that the mercy seat is all gold, pure
好，
gold.
下面一个，
Next slide.
现在指着灯台来说的。
Here we see the lampstand.
那你看呢？讲到灯台，一共有7个灯盏。
So here we see 7 branches.
你看右边讲的灯盏一共是7个，对不对？
So we see, and we also have 7 lamps.
然后看有花，
Then we have 10
你
flowers.
看花总共加起来一共是10朵花，
If you add these together, there are 10 flowers.
加上球
And we have bulbs.
有10个球，
There are 10 bulbs.
加上杯
And then we have cups,
一共22个杯，
22 cups.
一共6个枝子，
And we have 6 branches,
一个干，
1 stem,
一个座。
and 1 base.
那中间那个就是干的，就是对。
Here we have the stem.
那这个中间这个大家都知道有4个球，有4个杯，对不对？还有4朵花，对，
So we see 4 bulbs, 4 flowers here,
还有
and 4 cups.
对。那但是这个在普通的这是一种画法。
So this is one way to design the paint a picture of the
但
lampstand.
是有的人是另外一个画法。
So some other people do it differently.
好，我们来看下面一个。
Next up.
那普通的金灯台大概是这个样子。
And some people design it this way.
那么这就照着照着会幕的样子。
And this is according to the tabernacle
当然了，
pattern.
对犹太人来讲，
For the Jews,
他们是以圣殿做标准。
for them, their standard is the temple.
那现在因为我们是讲的会幕，
But here we're talking about the tabernacle.
好，在下面，
Next.
那这个就是我们刚才所讲那个帐幕啊。
So here we're talking about the tabernacle, the covering of the
你
tabernacle.
看最里面的是细麻的，
So here we see this is the fine linen,
你
fine
看见
twisted
它是
linen.
因为是28，所以你看它没有垂到地上，你看到吗
Do？ you see the fact that it actually is not covering the ground because it's only 28 cubits, so there's 1 cubit missing.
所以这边是东边，你看这个是东门，
So here we see is the eastern
所以有5根
entrance.
柱子，
So we have 5 pillars.
每个柱子都是皂荚木做的，
So each of these pillars is made by acacia wood.
那外面都是包着金子，
And it is overlaid with gold.
然后有个布幔垂在上面，
And then we see the curtain over it.
所以你看是10轴、10轴、10轴，是个正方形的。你
So
看到吗
we see if you take a look at it, it's 10 cubits by 10 cubits by 10.
所以你把那个一个布幔垂过来，28，刚好一边都是差一轴，差一轴。
So if you take a look at it, you'll see that it's missing 1 cubit because it's 28 cubits
好，
long.
第二层山羊毛，你看到吗？
Now we see the second
它
layer,
就垂到地上来了。
which is the goat's hair, and it goes all the way to the bottom.
然后呢是公羊皮的，
And then we see the ram skin,
然后呢是海狗皮的。
and then we see the badger skin.
海狗皮的其实就是海豹皮的，
The badger skin is
海豹不 sorry 海豹
a badger.
呀
Badger or even a porpoise.
呀，所以反正一共是4层，
So you have 4 different layers.
明白吗？那等一等我们会稍微再仔细的介绍这4层的布幔。
So then later we'll give more details on these 4 different
我
layers.
想看看这个就很清楚啊，比我们自己读的时候要清楚的很多。
This makes it a little clearer from what we have seen.
好，我们再看下面一个。
Next.
那这个大概再给大家一个印象，
So another impression.
因为你现在把那个露出来了，你看到吗？把那个竖板露出来，
So now you see the boards.
还有栓子要用做栓子，
And then you have the bars.
对， 就把这个木板把它连在一起。
And these bars connect the boards.
所以这个再包括这个布幔，
And then you have the curtain.
那给大家一个大概的印象。
Another impression.
那上面是皂荚柱，这些柱子都是用皂荚树做的。
And here we see the 5 pillars that are made out of acacia wood.
它的高度啊，
Its height
大概是3个人的高度，
is the height of probably 3 people.
3个人的高度。
The height of 3 people.
但你不能把 Bernardo 算进去，要是我们一般的人3个。
That does not include Bernardo. It's just us normal people.
好，在下面，
And then next.
那现在就讲那个竖板。
So now we're talking about the boards.
你看那么东边
So
是蛮
on the east,
你看这个画的是5个柱子是这样画法。
you
你看
see that the 5 pillars are designed this way.
那这个是圣经没有说，所以都
So
可以。
therefore, the Bible doesn't tell you exactly where it's supposed to be
那么
placed.
这个圣所跟至圣所呢有4根柱子，你看。
So here we see the 4 pillars
那
and,
4个柱，那这里有个幔子，
and again another veil.
然后南边呢有20块竖板，
Here we see 20 gold-covered
北
boards.
边也是20块竖板，
North, we see 20 gold-covered
那
boards.
西边呢是6块竖板。
On the west, we have 6 covered boards.
所以你看这个至圣所是正方形的，
So you can see that the Holy of Holies is square.
那么然后呢在圣所里面，
And in the holy place,
那北边有桌子，
you have in the north
南边有
the table of
南边有
showbread.
灯台，
You see the golden
那
lampstand.
西边有香坛，
And then on the west, you have the altar of incense.
所以这就是在圣所里面的器具，
This is
这是圣所里面的器具。
this is what you see inside the holy place.
所以然后就把布幔就盖在上面，
And then you would cover it with the curtains.
明白吗？这样我们就知道那个会幕是怎么形成的。
Then we know how the tabernacle is built.
在下面，那么这个大概就是那个竖板的样子。
So this is roughly a 3-dimensional view of the boards.
好，在下面，这是祭坛，
This is the altar.
这是铜的，
This is bronze.
所以你看见它里面呢是皂荚木。
So inside you see the acacia wood.
我想大概那有4个角。
And you see the 4 different horns.
好，在下面，这是香坛。
So here's the altar of incense.
那香坛的里面是皂荚木，
So inside is the acacia wood.
外面是金子的。
Outside it is overlaid with pure gold.
它有一点很像铜祭坛，
It's a little bit like the bronze altar
因为有4个角。
because you have the 4 different horns.
所以每年亚伦进到幔内要替大家赎罪的时候，
So every year when Aaron would go within the veil to make atonement for the people of Israel,
他赎罪是在这里赎罪，
this is where he would make atonement.
然后进到幔内，带着血进到幔内。
And then he would enter the veil with blood.
好，在下面，现在呢是大概给大家看从至圣所到圣所到外院。
So here we see from the Holy of Holies to the holy place to the outer court.
那么大家都看见那布围吧？那外院有
Do
院
you
围，
see the hangings?
在外面这南边南边对，那这是100。
These are the hangings, 100
Okay.
by 100 by 100.
All right，那现在呢，这个就是外院。
This is the outer court.
那如果我们从东边进来，
So if we come in from the east,
先到祭坛，
we come to the altar,
然后到了洗濯盆，
then we go to the laver,
然后呢就进到圣所。
and we enter into the holy place.
那圣所呢，你看见北边的是桌子，陈设饼桌
We
子，
see on the north a table of showbread.
南边是灯台，
Then we see the lampstand.
西边一点靠近那个布幔的那是香坛，
Near the veil, we see the altar of incense.
然后里面就是约柜了。
And inside, we see the ark.
那约柜上面有施恩座，
And on top of the ark is the mercy seat.
所以这就是整个的会幕。
This is the whole tabernacle.
好，在下面
Next,
是大祭司了。
Here we see the high priest.
这大祭司比较丑一点，不要紧。
He doesn't look very good, but that's
我
okay.
们要紧就是给大家看他那个衣服大概怎样穿。
The most important thing is we want to show you his garments.
那普通大家如果上网，你去看有很多不同各种各样很 fancy 的衣服，
If you go on the internet, you probably will find many other pictures that are more fancy.
但那个太复杂了，
But it becomes too
所以
complicated.
我们要让弟兄姊妹有概念。
So I just want to give you an impression.
那我们从内袍开始
So if we begin with the
，undergarment，
undergarment,
从这里开始 ，OK， 那是你看这个是最里面的。
this is the undergarment.
然后呢，就有所谓的外袍，
And then you have the robe,
外袍就是蓝颜色的。
and the robe is blue.
这个好像画的有一点错，就是按道理来讲，那个石榴跟那个金铃铛应该是在外袍的底边才对。
So actually this is probably incorrect, because if you see the golden bells and the pomegranates, it actually should be down here.
应该在下面才对。
It should be down here.
但是上面这个呢是背心，
So here you see the vest or the ephod.
这就是以弗得了。
This is the ephod.
所以你怎么知道是祭司呢？
How do you know he's a priest?
那你一定要穿以弗得。
You have to have an ephod.
那以弗得是做什么用的？
What is the ephod used
以
for?
弗得主要是让你能够绑住这个胸牌的。
So that you can have, the ephod is here so that you can use the sash to tie you in.
OK， 这个有腰带，
You have the sash.
然后呢，上面给我们看见是有胸牌，
Here we see the breastplate.
那胸牌上面有12块宝石，
And on the breastplate you have 12 stones.
然后就连到肩膀，
And then connected to the shoulders,
肩膀呢是有2块宝石，
you have 2 precious stones.
各有6个名字，各6个支派的名
Each
字，
one has the name of 6 tribes.
然后就是他的冠冕，
And then you have his tunic.
那冠冕上面就写耶和华为圣
Here we said God is holy,
呀
is written.
，OK， 是 God OK 好，所以这个大概就是大祭司的样子。
Here we
哦，
see,
我忘记提了
I forgot to mention.
就是在胸牌里面有乌灵跟土明。
so behind the breastplate are the Urim and Thummim.
乌灵跟土明。好，
Ermine
那么
and
这个
Thummim
大概就是我们读圣经的时候，
So this is when we read the Bible.
那你能够想象到大祭司他外袍、他衣袍、圣衣是什么样子？
So now we can see how his garments look like.
然后呢，我们叫外院、内院是什么样子？
And we also then know the outer court, etc.
所以这样我们就有一个概念了。
Just so we can have an
所以
impression.
我们就可以把这些事实呢，把它收在一起。
So we can gather all these facts.
好，我想我们这一堂就到这里。
So let's rest for now.
那么等到15分钟以后，我们再回来。
We will come back in 15 minutes.
那个时候，我们就综合的把这些事实，我们要知道到底背后属灵的教训是什么。
So then we will gather all these facts to find the spiritual meaning behind it.
好，我们现在就休息15分钟。
Let's rest 15